Hello, folks.
We're going.
It's
We're
happening.
live.
Um, well, welcome. Welcome,
Yeah.
listeners.
First of all,
Um,
I haven't had a chance to ask you.
yeah,
Dex went to the BAFTA Gaming
I
Awards,
did. It's true.
and we haven't spoke about this.
We haven't. It's true. So, full disclosure, it wasn't because of any social media or content creation stuff. I went because I work for Wizards of the Coast. We go every year, even though we had no our game isn't even out yet. Archetype Studios, who is a subsidiary of Wizards of the Coast, is creating a game with Matthew McConaughey, very Mass Effect inspired. It's called Exodus. Comes out next year. So next year's BAFTA Games Awards, we'll have stuff to talk about and do at the ceremony. But this time we still went. It's great. The BAFTA Game Awards are they're formal, sure, but they're not stuffy. It's not like black tie is technically the dress code, but everyone turns up in whatever because it's gamers and game developers. The ceremony itself starts around 6:30, or you can't get in after 6:30, but then the actual ceremony is 7:30. It was hosted by Els the Witch, who is a streamer, someone we know. Alice's Pixels also presented an award, which is an amazing opportunity for her. She actually wore a really cool top thing that was
Yeah, I saw that.
made out of Warbler from a designer friend of hers. It looked like the BAFTA, which is quite cool. That was quite a cool idea. Very big surprises. So BAFTA Game Awards happen after Golden Joysticks, happen after the Game Awards that happened in LA. And it's for the previous year. So obviously Expedition 33 was nominated for loads of stuff and won. It was nominated 12 times. The Game Awards and Golden Joysticks, it swept. Here, it won 2, I think? Only
Wow.
2. So the BAFTA Game Awards are always a surprise
Hmm.
because only BAFTA members can join and vote. So the Golden Joysticks, it's a fan vote, whereas this is a committee vote. So that was a huge surprise. Jennifer English, who plays Mael and who plays Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate 3, won Best Lead Actor. Troy Baker was there, who voiced Harrison Ford's version of Indiana Jones. He did the Harrison Ford voiceover as best he could. He got nominated. He's nominated every year for loads of stuff and never wins. I feel bad for the guy because he's so talented. But yeah, lots of cool surprises. Lots of games I've not heard of. The BAFTA Game Awards also celebrate artistic achievement in games and stuff. And there was loads of games on there that I was like, this looks really cool. I've never heard of it. So added a bunch to the list. And then afterwards, you don't eat till 9:15. That is dinner time.
Oh.
And so I was ravenous. The food was all right, actually. The food was all right this time around. And at the next table over from us was the Expedition 33 table, including Mr. Charlie Cox, Daredevil himself. I was sat next to our marketing VP, who flew over from America for it. And she was like, oh my god, Charlie Cox is behind me. Can you pretend to take a picture of me, but really take a picture of Charlie Cox? And I was like, hell yeah. So there's a picture of her, but it's really of Charlie. I sadly didn't get a chance to speak to him because obviously, he was very high in demand and was probably protecting his own time. But I did manage to speak to Nick Apostolides, who plays Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil Requiem. He was a very cool guy. Spoke to Erika Ishii again, who plays the main character in Ghost of Yotei. And she's incredibly hilarious. Who else was there? Oh, Ludi Lin was there. The actor who plays Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat, the films. I did not speak to him. He's very tall and exceedingly good looking. Christ. So random. But yeah, very cool. It was a great ceremony, and then free drinks all night. I was there till probably 2 a.m. And then I was wearing a modified version of my Saja Boys handbok, the one I wear for my Saja Boys cosplay, but I made it Met Gala-y. And at the end of the night, as we're being ushered out of the building, I lock eyes with this woman, and she goes, hi. And I was like, hi. And she went, you look amazing. I was like, thank you so much. And we got to talking. She's the voice of Mio, one of the main characters in Split Fiction. And now we're mates on Instagram. So, yeah. Crazy.
Need to get these people on deck.
I know. I should, to be fair. Oh my god, she'd be great. Yeah, she'd be great. But no, it was a great night. Met loads of really cool people. It's just awesome to hang out with so many like-minded people who just love games. As much as we enjoy what we do, content creation-wise, I think it's safe to say that neither of us, love our day jobs. That's probably fair to say. Sorry if anyone's listening from my work, because some people do, so sorry about it. But just the sheer passion of, creation of like games and the process of making games, the artistic like value it has. It was so inspiring, you know. Not that I'm about to go out and make a game. I have no idea where to start, but more power to the people that can. So yeah, it was great. It was awesome. I wish everyone could go. Wish I could bring all my mates. Yeah. Lisa Organa was there, the cosplayer, who does stuff with Spores as well, I believe. You might know her.
Yes.
German Lisa. Yes. Hi, German Lisa. She works for Larian, who create Baldur's Gate 3.
All
Yeah.
right.
The CEO of Larian was
Nice.
there as well, which is cool. So, yes, lots of representation of people who was like, oh my god, they're a big deal in the games industry. Oh my god, it's them. Oh my god, it's them. So, yes.
Yeah, it looked really cool. Looked really cool. Like,
Yes.
I'd love to go to something like that at some point, just to see what it's like and experience that sort of a atmosphere of an award ceremony.
Oh,
Yeah,
100%. Like,
looked awesome.
if we could bring plus ones, I'd absolutely bring you. Like I think every seat is paid for, and again, because I work for Wizards,
yeah,
they
I
shell
imagine.
out for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
like it's also awkward because there's the awards ceremony, and then there's a separate ticket for the dinner and after party. So for the people that don't have that separate ticket, they make you stay in your seat until everyone goes to dinner, and then they make you leave through a different exit. It's like I felt bad for these people
Wow.
as I was standing up, being like, "Sorry." Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't mess
upper
around the
class.
BAFTAs. So
Upper class snob.
I know, right? It felt so like bougie, man. But it was sweltering as well. It was so hot. Like at one
God.
point, I had to go stand outside. I was speaking to this like awesome dude who works in the gaming space, works for this really cool nonprofit called Limit Break. This guy called Jonas, and like halfway through the conversation, I was like, "I'm so sorry. I need to step outside because I was gonna pass out on my feet. It was that hot." So. But yeah, I went outside, felt better. So yeah, I'd love to bring you on.
Nice.
It'd be very cool.
I am actually meeting Charlie again, by the way. I don't know if you've seen this.
Oh, because he's going to MCM Birmingham, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to MCM Birmingham, and I caved and
You had to.
asked Dan back gig if he wants to go as Bullseye with me. So he's going as Bullseye, and I'm going in the suit with all the knives sticking out of it.
I'm so sad I
So,
didn't get
I-
to get to ask him about you. You know, because I was
Uh,
sure he would have remembered you. I'm sure he would have. But you'll see him again,
But
so that's great.
Yeah, I don't think he will have seen a suit with knives all sticking out except for the one he wore on set, because not many people go and destroy their suit as much as that.
That's true. Yeah, it's good you have suits laying about to do that with. You know, so
Yeah, that was the sim one that they gave me. So
nice.
yeah, I was like, that was the plan all along with that one. It was just getting around to it. I have actually got another one that I'm working on literally there, which is another repaint. If anyone's watching the video, I'm doing the black armor from the comics now.
Ooh,
So this will have great big silver shoulder pads. So it's
nice.
like the 90s sort of style suit that he went with.
Nice. You are
He had the
Daredevil
billy
at this
clubs on
point.
the arms.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
So yeah, they were like on the arms, so you like would flick them off and stuff like that.
Damn. If I hear of a vigilante going around in the UK wearing a Daredevil suit, I'm like, it's 99% chance it's gonna be Troy. So he's got enough suits. So that's cool, dude.
Oh dear.
Nice.
I was just scouring to look if we have any news to catch up on that we missed.
Yes.
I did see that they are doing a Call of Duty movie and a Battlefield movie. And the Battlefield movie has got Michael B. Jordan involved.
Okay. In what capacity is he involved?
He's acting. He's one of the main
Okay.
roles. So
Interesting.
that was, I don't know, it just feels like it's going to be another, I don't know.
It feels.
It
It
just-
feels like. Yeah. It's an odd choice. War films exist. You know what I mean? Like, will this just be a shit war film? Because there's loads of good ones. Saving Private Ryan, 1917. Those are just off the top of my head. There's loads more. Fury. What else?
The new
Yeah.
one, Warfare. There was Warfare last year, which I haven't watched yet, but it's meant to be like so realistic in the way they did everything.
Yeah, there's so many behind enemy lines. Great war film. You know, there's Hunt for Red October, arguably. Great war film.
Yeah.
Weird choice.
Yeah. Another game movie that we both watched the trailer for the other day. Resident Evil from Zach
Oh.
Kreger.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
This looks mad.
It looks amazing. I
Yeah.
have seen some of our friends, I mean, quite rightly ask, how is this Resident Evil? Because that was what a lot of people were asking. So it's set in Raccoon City, firstly, so obviously direct tie. But he explicitly said it's not based on the games, but based on the lore. He's keeping the feel of Resident Evil without explicitly adapting a game. I'm kind of here for it, especially after all of the early, because the film's done. It just needs to be released now, and people have seen the full film. Like early reviewers have seen the complete thing, and they were like, "It is incredible." This is like 3 for 3 for Zach Kreger as far as horror filmmaking goes, because Barbarian was amazing, Weapons is amazing. They became 2 of my favorite horror films of all time, and Resident Evil is apparently like relentlessly terrifying. If it's like tension build up. Tension build up release, tension build up release, like a constant cycle of pure horror. 90 minutes that are packed. People were like, it went by like that. It was so well paced, they said. So
this is set during the events of Raccoon City.
Yes. So it seems like it's the start of the outbreak in Raccoon City. So I think it's like overlapping with the beginning of Resident Evil 2/3, which kind of take place at the same time. Yeah. I'm here for it. Totally here for it. Cannot wait.
I'll see if I can walk through it.
Walk through it. Whatever gets you past it. So yeah.
The amount of times though I've seen it online and the people are watching it, and then that white big guy turns up in the sewer zone, and everyone's like, "That guy from Dune."
Yes, Baron Harkonnen from Dune.
Yeah. It does look like Baron Harkonnen from Dune.
Yeah. I was a bit like, what character is that? Or what monster is that? I don't recognize it from the games, so I don't know.
I don't recognize anything in that at the minute.
No, exactly.
So, I mean, it does look terrifying. Everything he's done is terrifying at the minute. I still not watched Weapons yet.
Barbarian, I think, is on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen...
I've watched it. Yeah, I watched Barbarian.
Fucking scary, right?
I wanted a little bit more lore into what was going on a bit, but I still enjoyed it.
Yes.
I actually think it was one of those movies it could have done with being a little bit longer and actually showing me a bit more. I wanted a bit more of what was actually going on with that.
That's interesting.
But,
yes.
I thought the actual designs he does and everything, the vibe and stuff is really cool. Yeah. Weapons, I know the endings. It's the only thing that's really stopped me watching it, sort of thing. But it looks really cool again and looks creepy as hell. This just looks like it takes it to another level.
Yeah, I mean he's so talented at crafting scenes, and I mean that in a very literal sense. Like everything's practical, but also his cinematography choices and the framing are like, what's the best way to put this? They're modern without being cheesy. Like there's no massive use of 9-zone grid where there's like empty space and all of that. All the space is fulfilled like properly to make you feel exactly how he wants you to feel. And I think that's like the excellent sign of a master craftsman of filmmaking. So I can't get enough of the guy. Like I was skeptical as well when Resident Evil was announced, and then now I'm like, wow, 3 of 3, amazing, 3 films in a row, incredible. Yeah. Him and Jordan Peele are some of my favorite horror filmmakers right now.
Yeah, Jordan Peele keeps nailing it. There was one recently, I don't know if he produced it or he directed it, so there was an American football horror movie.
Yeah, he produced it.
That didn't do very well at all, did it?
Well. No, it was apparently really shit, but he wasn't directly involved. I think it was his production company, but he wasn't directly involved. Okay. So everything he's written and directed has been brilliant. So
yeah. Gaming-wise, the big thing I want to talk about, we've been saying this for a little bit, is we got quite a long reveal and like behind-the-scenes studio tour from the guys behind Metro 2039.
Yes, Deep Silver and 4A Games. This came out of nowhere for me. I didn't know they were planning on making any more Metro games. And Have you played them? I've technically played all 3, but I've not finished a single one. I think I got the furthest in 2033, and I got fairly far-ish in Last Light. They are bleak as fuck, to say the least.
Yeah, so I played Last Light years ago. When it first came out, can't remember a thing except the setting.
Yeah.
So I managed to get all 3 for £6 the other day.
Huh, what a steal.
So I was like, I'm gonna Yeah, I'm going to play them. So I am playing 2033 at the minute. It feels dated. It does feel dated,
Yeah.
but it's still cool. I just want to go through them all because I know obviously Exodus is probably the most polished one of the lot up to yet. But what they showed in this new one looks terrifying, but just looks terrifyingly ugly beautiful in a
Yes.
way.
Phenomenal way to put it, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
It just
Metro
looks
at its best, yes.
it looks so derelict, but the detail is insane that they've
Yeah.
gone to in this.
Yes. I will go so far as to say that all of the Metro games, this one included by the looks of things, has a character in each of them, and the character is the environment. Like, it is its own living, breathing entity almost. Like, it's the hallmark of what makes them Metro, and that sounds like really dumb to say, but like the
Mm.
world in this is so like well fleshed out that you can't help
Mm.
but like think of it as its own character in a way. Like every wall tells a story, every environment and set piece that you experience just adds to this incredible like lore that they've built, and I mean who else knows about war and war-torn landscapes and potential post-apocalyptic environments than the
Yeah.
Ukrainians, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact they did the whole trailer and the gameplay trailer and all that, but then they went into the behind the scenes and that and showed you what they've been going through. That they actually did. They diverted the story when the war started. The story was going to be completely different and everything like that, but then the war started and they wanted to use it as their voice to show what's been going on. I mean, they even show at some points that they had to leave the studio because bombs were hitting nearby.
That's
They
insane.
had to run the studio on generators outside because the power went out from the Russians bombing the power grid.
That's insane. Jesus.
And the fact they've carried on making it.
We literally cannot imagine. We have no frame
No.
of reference for living in a war-torn time and place. All the power and love to those developers for just the sheer passion of not just doing what they believe in, but making art that has a very clear message, one that I think people are starting to forget. The war in Iran and Israel's bombing of Palestine has completely taken over the world news away from the Ukrainians still being oppressed actively by the
Yeah.
Russians. And it's horrible. Going back to the BAFTA Game Awards, this is like what they mean when they want to celebrate games beyond, like the artistic value beyond games. When gaming is used as a vehicle for positivity or putting a strong messaging out there into the world and making people aware of that this suffering is still happening. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the environments in 2039 are sadly like looking like is what they'd see when they look out their window currently. Do you know what I mean? Like with all the bombs
Yeah.
happening and dropping. So
It must feel weird for them to be making a game set in the country that's opposing them a little bit because it's set in Moscow.
yeah, it is. Yeah, all the metros are Russian.
So that must be a little bit weird. But I really hope people support this. I really do.
Yeah.
Because they have worked their asses off on this thing by those things.
Absolutely.
They've like said, every body in the game that is on the floor now will tell a story. Everything in the game will tell a story. And yeah, I can't tell whether it's going to be. I mean, they haven't revealed a massive amount yet. Whether it's going to be linear or it's going to be a little bit more open world. We don't know because I know Exodus was like semi-open, so it was like you went to sections and the sections were open there.
Yeah.
They haven't really revealed much of it yet. So hopefully at some point we will get more. But from a first reveal, they nailed it.
Yeah. What a reveal. And again, like maybe some people knew about this, but completely caught me by surprise. And to have that behind the scenes story alongside it is, it's one of those that's like day one purchase, maybe even just to support the devs. You know what I mean? And like, it's gonna be an amazing game. Like, objectively speaking, the 3 Metro games are excellent games, and they force you into difficult situations, and not just with the story, but with the gameplay. Like, I remember in the first one, like, bullets were also the currency. So you're
Yeah.
Having this trade-off of like, do I shoot my money to keep myself alive, or do I run, or do I, it's like pure survival horror in a first-person shooter skin. So it's excellent. Yeah.
I'm very surprised they've never tried to make a series or a film of this thing.
All right.
Because
That's a good
it's
point.
one of those, it's a game that seems to lend itself to that sort of thing. Like a HBO Max series, definitely. This
Could
leads
you
itself towards that.
imagine? Yeah, that'd be amazing. And like, so many colorful characters as well in it, and so many factions and things that like, oh my god, they could turn that into a whole like, 2033 Series 1 and Last Light Series 2 and then Exodus Series 3, like easily. My god, Craig Mazin, get on it. You adapt video game stuff all the time. Make this after you're done with fucking whichever new game you're doing now. Make this one.
It literally writes itself. Literally, the season one, as you
Yeah.
say, is like 2031. Season two, 2032. You
That
just
could
go up in
easily, yeah.
years.
Yeah, true. Actually, it could very easily do that. Or like, yeah, as you say, like, there's so much lore there. They could even have a prequel series, like something that hasn't been seen in the games yet. Holy shit! Oh my god, this would make this would make all the money. Like,
The bombs dropping and then everyone flooding into the metro. How did this whole thing actually get set up down there in the metro?
yeah, there's a whole ass, new economy and shops and different, residential areas in this metro. How did they do this? There's infrastructure. There's mine carts to like get them around and shit. Like how?
Yeah,
That's cool. That's a cool idea. Oh my god, this would make all the money.
I have really enjoyed the Fallout series. Not a massive fan of the games.
Mm.
I really like the idea of Fallout. The aesthetic just doesn't work for me. The daft, quirky sort of bits and bobs and stuff like that doesn't always work for me. My Fallout. This is how I think it should be, really. And I would
Yeah.
have preferred this to Fallout if they made a series.
Interesting.
Even though I'm really enjoying the Fallout series, that's not me saying I'm not. This, I think, would work so well.
I think
So well.
it's very grounded. Fallout is silly, and it knows it's silly, and I appreciate that at times. I get it's not for everyone, but like I love the Fallout games. Again, I get why they're not for everyone. They're not first person shooters. They're RPGs. You just have a gun,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
But yeah, but the Metro like that is probably a far more realistic. Well, obviously, it's far more realistic reality if there were a post-apocalypse scenario. That and the Stalker series. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever played the Stalker series, but yeah,
I haven't played them, but I've seen bits and bobs again.
yeah, they are a bit dated now. Though Stalker 2, I think is it called Stalker 2? Because there was a sequel to Stalker, and then there was a third
Yeah,
game, and
there
then
was
now there's a
one-
new one, but it's called Stalker 2. I think.
Yeah, there's one recently. I don't know if it's out yet. Is it? Is it out?
It came out last year, I believe. Yes.
Okay, last year. So
Yes.
yeah, that might be one to look at. That I might
Yeah.
go to after this because I've still got on Crimson Desert.
Yep.
But I'm just taking a break from it because I don't want it to get stale and boring and I just don't want to just leave it. So I'm just giving it a bit of time before I go back to that.
Fair enough.
So
I
yeah,
don't
I'm going
know,
through Metro at the minute. Well.
I saw a stat about Crimson Desert the other day, and 20% of PlayStation players and 20% of PC players, roughly 20%, only, I should say 20%, have made it halfway to the game.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Halfway through the story is chapter 7. I am definitely not at chapter 7 yet.
No,
So-
no, I'm not. No.
Yeah. This game is immense.
Yeah, it's large.
Yeah. No other
Yeah.
way to put it, yeah.
Because I
It
went
is
I went
large.
for I literally at one point like the other week was just like I'm just gonna go for a wander on this thing and literally picked a straight line and went for a line and was walking for a good hour or 2 hours and still never reached the end of the map.
Fucking wild. There is so much map. It's crazy. I'm
Yeah.
glad they added more fast travel points because it is genuine. It's beautiful scenery to ride
Yeah.
by, but like genuinely, there's so much, and like it's so easy to get distracted by shiny stuff, literal shiny stuff. When you hold up your sword and you see shiny stuff, and you're like, "Well, I wonder what that is." And you go over there, and you're like, "Oh fuck, the quest was like 7,000 meters that way. Whoops."
Yeah, mad, absolutely mad. I think games-wise, that's pretty much everything I got to touch on.
Yeah, I think you're probably
There's a few
right.
film things.
Oh, really quick on a games thing.
Yep.
Soros has just released on PS5. It looks incredible. It's like a roguelike, I believe, bullet hell or bullet heaven, as they say, shooter. Right up my alley. I wish I had a PS5. PC release won't come for a few months. Also, we've seen gameplay now of 007 First Light, as in people playing it. It looks
Yes.
cool.
I have now pre-ordered it.
Yeah, fair. Fair. 2026 is another great year for gaming. I love that you cannot pull out your gun in first light unless someone pulls it on you first, and that's what triggers license to
Yep.
kill. So awesome.
Yeah, really liked that. Oh my God, what was the thing here that I told? Oh yes, we've been talking about horror, and we've completely missed the fact that Clayface, the trailer, came out.
That's true. It looks fucked up.
It looks messed up. It
Yeah.
looks exactly what Clayface should be.
If it
Because
was
this
rooted
guy's a
in reality, yes.
horrible thing.
Yeah.
James Gunn has said that this is the first chronological DC movie now.
Oh,
So it will be set way before Superman and that. And this wasn't on the original schedule. This wasn't an original plan that they had. The writer came to them with the script and they loved it so much they added it in, which I really like that they are up for pivoting and doing things like that outlandish, because who'd have thought we'd go into a new universe and get Clayface before we get Bat.
yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, no establishment of the hero, because obviously Clayface is one of Batman's villains. Yeah, no establishment of his nemesis. It's just here you go. Of all the characters as well,
Mm.
that's it's a great choice. Yeah, and they're keeping the name right. Basil Karlo is still him. Like they're not changing
I
any of the
believe
lore.
so,
Okay.
yes.
Right.
Look,
Interesting.
there's literally scenes you can literally put next to Batman the animated series in this trailer
Yes.
that are literally the same. Like, and there's little iconic things like we see in the shadows him use the mace with the spikes on, the spiked mace and that.
Yes. How he changes
Um,
his hand to that, doesn't he?
yeah,
Yeah.
there's loads of little callbacks. It is obviously incredibly body horror,
Mm,
like the substance, like the beauty that's just come out and everything.
yes.
But that scene right at the end where he's laid in the bath and just wipes his face and his face is gone
It's just yeah.
is creepy as
It's
hell.
it's creepy as hell. It's so. Could you imagine? Oh my god. Could you imagine? It looks good. It does look good. And I think it's very brave for a mainline superhero production company to like
Mm.
not shy away from making a proper horror film using an existing character. Like I'm trying to think of any Marvel IP or Marvel character that could apply to. I'm genuinely struggling. I know these kind of Werewolf by Night was kind of like
There is, yeah,
horror-y,
there's
but
some, there is horrors you could do, but this has pushed the boat out of like changing genre more than Marvel have ever done
yeah, 100% that.
in theirs.
100%.
Because the Guardians of the Galaxy seem like a big leap of faith.
Mm.
This is a complete and opposite divert from Superman and Supergirl. Like by the time it's Supergirl is very different to Superman, but then this is completely different from both of them. Lanterns is going to be completely different from that. They are
Yeah.
really diversifying what their genre is going to be.
Yeah.
Clayface was done on a much lower budget. It was done at about 40 million.
Huh.
So it's been done on like a horror movie budget as well, because horror
That's
movies
true.
don't tend
Yeah.
to they don't tend to do as much money, and they are done on lower budgets. So they've gone that route with this. They haven't just forked out all the money for it. So
That's a
yeah,
good point.
they seem to know what they're doing.
I mean, you say they, but like who took a leap with Guardians of the Galaxy? Who took a leap with Superman? It's James Gunn,
Yeah,
you know?
I know by the sounds of it now that it is actually Paramount who are going to own Warner Brothers. I hope it doesn't change
Uh
anything. I hope that by the sounds of it, Peter Safran and James Gunn are going nowhere. That's part of the deal. But again, that's another conversation for another day that we don't know enough about yet still. We will see.
Yeah.
But Clayface looks really good. I'm really, really excited about
It's yeah, definitely a cinema experience, I think. Or,
that. Yeah.
late at night on the streaming service, or if you're not that brave, maybe the daytime. So depends on how scary it actually ends up being. Because like I will admit, I love horror movies, and they still scare me.
Another Warner Brothers property trailer that we talk about was finally this movie's been in limbo for years because it was put as a tax write-off at one point, and it is Wile E. Coyote versus Acme.
I remember finally hearing about this. Yes, I saw like a
Yes.
snippet. Yes.
They did this as a tax write-off years ago, and the actors weren't happy about it. Like, Cena's in this thing. He's one of the villains in this.
What? That's cool.
Yeah, but they've marketed it really well because it was hidden and they didn't want to release and everything. Because it's Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, or however you say it, and it's a court case. They're now saying that Acme are the ones that hid the movie away because they never wanted you to see the truth.
That's cool. That's very
So
meta. I
the
like it.
marketing, yeah, it's really meta. The marketing has lent into the fact that this thing was never meant to come out,
Wow.
but it has. I don't know how. I don't know what the circumstances behind it are, but it looks Looney Tunes funny. It looks
Perfect.
exactly what you'd expect from it. It just looks stupid. The daftness of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. The other Looney Tunes will appear, balance things. Bugs Bunny does make an appearance.
Okay.
So they are going to pop up, but it just looks like good fun. Like, I don't even care like how good this movie is, as long as this daft, stupid scene with Wile E. Coyote, I'm happy and I'm sold.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Like, I can't remember the last like proper Looney Tunes film. I think Space Jam 2 maybe.
Yeah, that was
But
rough.
that was rough. And I loved the first Space Jam. It was one of my favorite films of all
Yeah,
time when I was a kid. I mean, I'd watch it now and probably still be like, it's it's as good as I remember. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. The
Like, I love a
first, this
Space Jam.
first Space Jam is brilliant. Like
It's
the ones
great.
I can remember is obviously Space Jam 2 was then there was Space Jam 1, and then Looney Tunes back in action with Brendan Fraser.
That's right. Yes. I forgot that existed. Yes. Fun fact about Bugs Bunny. Do you know why he eats a carrot? Or does that with a carrot? The whole
Because it was meant to smoke.
kind of yes. It's I mean, quite hopefully common knowledge now that rabbits don't eat carrots. And it's kind of that. So back when Bugs Bunny was created, Clark Gable was a massive film star at the time, and he would talk like that, you see, and like would have all the cigars and stuff. But obviously you can't have your cartoon character for kids smoking a cigar, so
Mm.
they chose a carrot. But it led to everyone thinking that rabbits eat carrots. So yeah, crazy. But
That's mad
yeah,
how somebody can like lean into that, isn't it? Like it's the same thing as Jaws. Like everyone thought that sharks are the most scary thing in the world.
yep. And the
Uh,
funny thing is, yeah, the funny thing is, the message behind Jaws isn't that the shark is not the real monster. It's the incompetent government and corrupt government officials. They're the real monster in that scenario. But yeah, people were like, "Oh, sharks are awful." So no, yeah,
but yeah, this film looks stupid, daft, and exactly what I want.
that's a great quote that should go on the poster. I'm being dead serious. I hope like they get. I don't know how Kibbs does it because he's been on posters before with his movie quotes and movie
Yeah,
reviews. Like that's a
should
phenomenal
put that
quote
on
for a
it.
movie poster. Yeah.
Stupid, daft, and everything I want.
Yeah, phenomenal. Like, yeah, do it,
Yeah,
quote it, market it.
and I know we're going to talk about the full-on finale at some point. But speaking of phenomenal, Daredevil Born Again.
Daredevil
We
Born
have to quickly
Again.
mention this. We're not going to go into it fully because we're going to do a full wrap up. Oh my god, this series is just absolute peak.
It
They have
is.
not put a foot wrong. And this is me not even on my biasty of this is my character, my favorite character. This series is incredible.
It is objectively the best thing Marvel Television has ever done, ever. Like, bar none. This series of Daredevil Born Again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
This feels like they took the stakes of the Netflix one and ramped it up to a superhero level. Like the stakes of the Netflix one felt like they were Hell's Kitchen. This has ramped it up to New
All of
York,
New York.
and
Yes.
it feels grander. Oh my god, yeah, it's just been literally not one moment has been bad or put a foot wrong. Every single moment, every single scene has been purposeful, well written, well acted. There hasn't been any filler. It has just been brilliant.
That's it. Exactly that as well. Purposeful. You used a really good word there, and it feels earned as well. Every
Uh,
moment feels earned. Nothing comes, out of nowhere or as cheap or as, poorly planned or written. Everything is deliberate. It's
mhm.
just talk about like craftsmanship in filmmaking. This shout out to the production team, to the writing staff, like all all parts of the machine, all the cogs working perfectly to create this, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there has been some leaks for season 3, and some of them are ones we predicted. I don't know if we're going into those or not. I don't know if you know them.
No. Actually, did you send? Because this has probably happens to some of you who are listening as well. Troy and I often talk on 2 different platforms, like WhatsApp and Instagram at the same time, and then I'll see some messages on one and not the other. So I think you sent me those on Instagram, but I don't think I've seen them yet.
Okay.
I can't remember which way, but yes, intriguing. We were right, huh? I like when we're right.
Yeah, we were right about one thing, and I was right about another thing.
Okay.
In my predictions.
I think I kind of know what you're getting at, so that's interesting. I like it if it's the thing I'm thinking of. That's so vague for everyone involved, including both of us and all the listeners, but yes.
Yeah, because I don't know which one you mean.
Okay, once we hit stop on this recording, we will discuss it. Sorry, listeners, you're going to have to wait.
Yeah, but that has been absolute peak. It's been amazing. And that. Have you been watching The Boys?
No, I have not started this. Probably. Is it over yet? Or I'll binge it when it's over, I think.
There's 3 episodes left.
Okay, what's your verdict thus far?
I'm really disappointed.
Why?
It feels like a lot of filler, and that they've got 3 episodes left and they're like still nowhere near the end. Like, it feels like they're getting to the point where it's like, crap, they're gonna have to wrap this up in 1 episode sort of moment. It's just not grabbed me. I don't know what it is. At the end of the last season, it felt like the stakes were going to go massive. Like, this was huge, and it doesn't feel like it. It just doesn't feel like the stakes have gone that big. Like, I was really hoping for the final season they may have put a little bit more into the budget. Like, obviously, there's like Rings of Power. It's Amazon money. They've put billions into that thing. The Boys, it doesn't feel like they've done any more than what they've done before. And as I say, the last episode, there were some bits that were great, and then there were some bits that were just like, why? What are you doing? Like, this is just wasting time.
That's a shame.
Again, it's got me now worried that they aren't going to stick the landing at the end.
Dear.
And I said that like ages ago, like the whole style over substance thing a little bit with The Boys. Sometimes it gets me a little bit like where they're just trying to shock value, and that kind of feels like rather than the story at the minute, they've just been going for that massively, especially with the last episode. The last episode, in my opinion, is one of the worst episodes of The Boys they've ever done.
Damn. Okay.
Wow. And just felt so fillery. And you don't, in a final season, you don't do filler episodes. In my opinion.
I agree.
Like, if you've got 6 episodes to finish, if you've got 8 episodes to finish the series, and you're the writer, and you've done it in 6, I would much rather you go to like Amazon and say, I don't need 8, I've got 6, and we are going full throttle to the end of this. Do that. Yeah. Because at the minute, you've had 5 episodes, and I feel like we have literally gone nowhere.
That is annoying as hell, and that does not bode well, and it makes me want to just watch spoilers instead of watch the whole series, if I'm being honest. Because I cannot be bothered with filler. I
mean, other people may have different opinions. They may have. But they've been saying... I mean, I'm trying not to do spoilers, but there's something that really has bothered me. Like, there's a character they are looking for, and they have been saying, "Oh, this guy's got this that we need," for 3 episodes now. And then at the end of the last episode, they went, "Oh, he has actually got it." Yeah, you've been saying he has actually got this thing for 3 episodes now, and now you're going to go and look for him.
That would frustrate me.
It feels lazy.
I hate when competent characters are acting incompetent. You know.
Yes, there's a lot of that at the minute.
Oh, that would piss me off so much. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, obviously it's a completely different story, but Invincible finished great at the minute. The series was great. I loved the ending of that, and I love where it's setting up for the next bit.
Yeah. I think Robert Kirkman confirmed 9 seasons of Invincible as well, so it seems like there's a very well thought through, path for it.
So we're just under halfway then, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had 4. I just really hope, and they can turn this around if they do the next 3 episodes fantastic. The next episode really needs to ramp things up. Because if the next episode doesn't ramp things up, you've got 2 left, and I don't think it's enough to finish everything off. Because you at least need a bit of a prologue, I think, for boys. You can't just end it with, I mean, for instance, our Homelander dies and that's it. We
Mm.
need to see the fallout of
Yes.
that because that is a
Yes.
big thing in that universe. So, does that mean that the final episode's a prologue and it's literally 2 episodes left than that?
Mm.
Yeah, you're running out of time, and as much as I hate to say it, I hope you don't Game of Thrones it.
It's a fair hope because that is the gold standard. Some might say for fucking up the end. So yeah, dear. Okay. Honestly, this makes me just want to spoil it for myself and not watch the whole thing. So
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's really been disappointing. But
ugh.
it's no to the fault of the actors because the actors are doing really well on it. But
They always do. The acting is,
yeah,
when you hate characters that much, they're doing something right.
mm,
So um, yeah, that's a shame. I
yeah.
remember how much promise it had.
Um,
So,
I know. Thinking back to that first season and
first
everything,
season,
how
yeah,
amazing it was and everything. I don't know if 5 seasons was too much.
maybe. I mean, it
Maybe it
diverted from
should
the
have
comics
finished.
early on,
Yeah,
didn't it?
yeah.
Um,
Maybe it should have finished with four. Maybe it should have been wrapped up in 4 seasons.
oh,
No, no. I think you could have done. I really think you could have done. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I'll give my final verdicts when we've watched it all
okay.
and see if they do stick the landing. Because they said themselves they were like took a bit of a jab at Stranger Things, saying that oh people won't just not die in this. The stakes are high. At the minute they don't feel it, even though a few have died. It's like they just don't feel very high yet,
I guess it
and
feels
they should.
unearned. That's the difference, maybe.
Yeah, and they should because you've got a guy who's flipping Superman wanting to rule the bloody planet.
Right? Yeah. I mean, the completely opposite of what we were just talking about. Born Again, the deaths in that, spoiler alert, no spoilers, but yes, spoiler, but no spoiler,
Mm.
are earned, They
I mean, yeah.
feel
Well,
earned. But
I'll
yes.
say spoilers because to talk about this, we need to talk about this is spoilers for the last episode of Born Again. Is
Yes.
episode 6.
Seven,
You've
six,
watched episode
seven?
6, right?
Yes.
6.
Are we on
Oh no,
six?
7.
Seven. It
7.
is
Sorry,
seven. Yes,
7.
yes, yes.
Shooting Daniel.
Yes.
I mean, there's speculation that he was going to become a character who is another supervillain, like Fisk's son, who becomes an actual
Yes.
character and everything. They did
Yes.
actually film scenes beyond this where he is alive as well.
I
So
didn't know
there was
that.
scenes that the actress who does BB had filmed scenes after this with Daniel.
Where he
So she
survives.
didn't actually know. Yeah, where he survived. So she didn't actually know that he
Shit.
died until she went into a recording booth to do some ADR. And they said, "Oh, this is the moment you're at Daniel's wake or something like that." And she went, "I'm sorry, what?"
What?
So she didn't know until she went in there that they'd killed him off.
Oh,
And the way they
wow.
kill him is brutal.
Savage.
Like it's
Absolutely
literally,
savage.
it's like bang on.
Yep. Then
Like
that's it. Yep.
I felt
But
so
like,
sorry for his mom that we'd just met
yeah, yeah,
because she was lovely, and now her
yeah,
son's dead, and his husband's dead as well.
yeah. But I
This is
think
just such a remorseless world in this one.
yes, and he is like Fisk's like arc in that is that like the fear that he has is that he has a lack of legacy, a lack of successor, and throughout it just
Mm,
seems like Daniel was gonna be that, and then to have him blow it because I guess it's like
yeah.
symbol like it means that he has turned away from Fisk's influence and his path ultimately by choosing not to have BB, be led to
Mm.
her death. So yeah, but so contrast that with a death that is yes shocking, but also earned and right, and like it was an interesting character arc versus I guess what you're talking about with the boys, where it's like I don't know who dies obviously in the boys, but
No, 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 and I won't say because you haven't watched it yet, so I won't
yeah,
say anything. But
mm,
yeah, we're not gonna go too much into Daredevil because we're gonna talk about the finale.
yes,
But did you realize that Luke Cage has been working for Valentina Devontaine?
what?
Because Mr. Charles says to Jessica Jones when she meets him, Luke is overseas working for us. Mr. Charles works for Valentina de
Of
Fontaine.
course.
So Luke has been working overseas like John Walker and Yelena.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, another Thunderbolts tie-in. You can see
So,
New Avengers Tower in the
yes, you
skyline
can,
of
yes.
yes. And it actually confirms. I saw an article on this. It actually confirms when Daredevil season 2 takes place, which is shortly after Thunderbolts, because the scaffolding's gone, but the tower is their tower. So
Hmm.
that's cool though about Luke Cage. I didn't realize that. That makes sense. I didn't connect that.
Luke is working overseas, so he potentially is now, and we don't know where Danny Rand is. They are potentially now the heroes for hire.
That's cool. That's very cool. Comic book tie-ins. Love it.
Yeah, there's loads coming by the sound of it. The comic book tie-ins, so I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else happening?
I mean, I wanted to say about Masters of the Universe because they've been ramping these things up like hell now, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, that new trailer.
Oh, there's so many new trailers and vignettes and stuff, which I find it really funny that not one has said Jared Leto.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
We had a whole vignette on the villains and Skeletor talking about him, and all the cast were talking about him, and Jared Leto wasn't there once.
Yep. That's a good point. All the better for their marketing. Yeah, no, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think so. If you don't point out that it's him, some people will not look that up. And don't get me wrong, the thing is, actually listening to him as Skeletor, he sounds fantastic.
He does. Yeah. It's almost like, are you sure it's Jared Leto, or are you just sticking a name on it and it's actually some dude?
Yeah.
You know.
Sounds amazing. He sounds so good as him. Yeah. But they have left him out the marketing massively.
Good. Man. Yeah, and we've talked about this before. Jared Leto is a good actor. He is a great singer, but he's just an awful human being. So he's not going to do anyone any favors trying to sell their film with his face on it. So.
No, but this film is looking really, really fun. It looks very Thor Ragnarok-y.
It does,
in
actually.
the best way possible.
Yeah,
yes.
That's a good point.
Oh, everything looks ripped straight from the series. And, we've had this conversation with Ugo, and I don't know if I've actually told him. He's always been like, how do you know that? You're not a child of the 80s. You don't know that. So the reason that I know Masters of the Universe is because I used to go to charity shops with my nan a lot. And she used to buy me the videotapes of Masters of the Universe. So I obviously grew up, having Masters of the Universe video cassettes and stuff like that.
That's really cool.
So I did watch this and did know the characters all of the Beastmaster, Goatman, all these. But yeah, obviously I had them on videotape.
That's really cool.
So there is a nostalgia there for me in a different way to someone who grew up with the 80s. There's nostalgia for me because of that.
Yeah, you were the right age to. I mean, you're probably the similar age to all the rest of us would have been when we were watching it as kids in our time. You know, so I sometimes forget how much older I am than you.
The difference is when I was actually watching it, there was no toys. So I didn't have any Master of the Universe toys. Because obviously I was watching it way after it had literally pretty much gone. There was no new series, there was no toys on the shelves or anything. So I was watching this not knowing that there was toys out there somewhere. So I didn't own any Master of the Universe toys. So I just had the videotapes.
Do you now? Do you have any figurines or anything?
I have a He-Man somewhere, one of the old ones somewhere. I mean, I've got so much stuff in here. You've seen it before. And then obviously I have now got a He-Man cosplays and a power sword.
Yes.
It's going to be on the wall.
You are him. Yes.
As soon as I can.
Yeah. You have the power.
And I have, hopefully, because I've been training for 12 bloody weeks for it.
You look incredible. It's hard work is paying off. As you always do. Every time you do the graft, it's incredible
we
results.
Literally are going to...
Of course. Yes, soon. It's not long now, so yeah. Yes.
June date.
Just over a month.
I want to see it as well.
That's cool.
So,
that's cool. Your dad's not interested?
My dad is not a nerd at all. My dad does not like anything like this. So, no.
That's hilarious.
Sometimes I question what my dad actually likes. I'm there's really random stuff in there that I'm like, you like that, but you don't like this. And then, there's some really weird stuff in there.
He's a sports guy? He likes sports?
He loves sports, yeah. He's really been into sports and that. But then there's, random films that he's just, really enjoys. And I'm just like, where did this come from? You don't like anything like this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, his film taste is very, very, very odd. But this is not one of his films.
Fair enough. I still remember the time he called in the middle of recording, and we have him as the intro of the episode.
Stranger Things.
The Stranger Things one. Yeah, the Stranger Things call.
It was brilliant.
What's happening? Says Andrew. Hilarious.
It was phenomenal.
Your dad's hilarious, man.
It was so good. He
God.
rips into me so much.
I think he does with everyone.
Especially when my mum still buys me food and stuff like that, and he will send me like fake bank statements and invoices to say, "Here's your food bill for the week,"
The
and
level.
like literally he'll ask for some money, and if I don't send like p of it extra, he'll send a message just put 2p, and he'll know it's like, "Where's my money?"
Wow. He's
I know.
troll master,
Yeah.
your father.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, does it all the time.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, Masters looks really good. I love
It
how
really
they've
does.
modernized all the suits, but also kept them. You know exactly who each one
Yeah,
is.
absolutely. Like yeah, how I can't even how do we describe this? It's like the feel is spot on, but the fit, the silhouettes, they look more modern than
Mm.
than maybe they did in the 80s. Yeah, maybe that's the way to put it. Yeah, it looks great. It looks like Ragnarok was. Silly, doesn't take itself too seriously, for the better, and just fun. It's exactly what the 80s was, you know.
Uh-huh.
Now is the time for retro nostalgia, and if we had got this any sooner, it probably would have sucked. But this looks good, so
Because they'd have probably done it really grey and serious.
yeah. There was that time period of everything was gray and serious. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I have heard as well, which is I really, really like, is that Nicholas, who is playing He-Man, spoke to David Corenswet for some advice because the characters are very similar on how they go about things.
that's true actually. Yeah,
So I may have to do an edit of me and Superman with me in He-Man.
talking to yourself, that's cool. Or interacting with
Yeah.
yourself in any way, that's cool. I like it. I like it. Well, yeah, very cool. We will look forward to that. We will obviously be speaking about this film after we both see it on this podcast. So yeah.
Definitely.
Nice. Well, you have the power. You do have the power.
That's how we're going to sign off with the sword.
Oh, show the sword. For those of you who are only listening, you are missing out. Please turn on your video just for this moment because you need to see this sword. Wait, lower it so the light hits. Oh, look at that, the gleaming. It is not metal, if you can believe it, folks. That is a shiny vinyl wrap that is expertly applied to that sword. Look at the way it's
So good.
it's unbelievably good. It is a mirror finish. Literally, like that light, it's a mirror.
Literally.
Yeah, that's incredible. Incredible. It looks like a movie
I
prop.
can't hold it straight. I can't hold it like that because it literally just glares on the screen.
Well, there you go, folks. That's why we're worth watching. Cause shiny swords. The only reason is not for our faces, but shiny swords.
Interpret that how you like.
There's our sign off. Dick jokes.
Dear, where can you find more of
We
this?
got, if you want to find more of this, we are Podcast Pop Cultured on Instagram and pop.cultured.pod on TikTok. Please check out our YouTube. Troy works really hard.
Yeah, I try.
He
Hopefully
succeeds.
soon. I have the power.